Welcome to Seeding Our World, LLC. The following experiment was conducted by several sow-grow teams and was overseen by several outside horticultural and agricultural consultants and was directly authorized by the founder of Seeding Our World, LLC. The finalized result of this project has already been explained within a previously produced log. This video is merely to explain the thought process of the experiment in what ultimately resulted in what we now call the Three Sister Establishment Kit, or 3SEC. The purpose of this project was to find or create a method of corn, zea maize cultivation in small or large arable locations that can be built and maintained with non-mechanized equipment or harvesting techniques, prevents crops from being consumed by livestock or wild megafaunal life forms, and creating preventative measures to ensure that the crops are not destroyed by weather-related disasters. As stated previously, this experiment's primary objective was to propagate corn, of which the varieties in the experiment were Seneca Red Stalker, Glass Gem Flint Corn, Rainbow, Sweet Corn, Jaguar Priest Corn, and Hopi Blue Corn. It should be noted that each corn cultivar is propagated at each facility with the intention of cultivar preservation and genetic expansion occurring simultaneously. In simple terminology, we at Seeding Our World LLC allow for some hybridization. This is a good thing for the overall genetics of each cultivar, as plants with less diverse gene pools are more susceptible to severe climatic fluctuations, pests, and are overall less adaptable. We carefully select what is sold and held onto for propagation for the next year's harvest. One does not want their flint corn cultivars to hybridize with their sweet corn cultivars and vice versa. The outcome will typically yield something that doesn't suit either of their original roles in cultivation if conducted in a manner that is not in a controlled setting. The other plants propagated within the system were as follows: Gulf Coast tassel flower, Emilia fosbergii, flowering spinach, Biden's alba, Biden's pilosa, giant goldenrod, Solidago gigantea, Witten kennef, Hibiscus cannabinum, Chili pequens, Capsicum annum, Northern cucamelon, Melothria pendula, African bushel gourd, Lagenaria ciceraria variety African bushel, Anasazi cave bean, Phaseolus vulgaris variety Anasazi cave, coastal cowpea, Vigna luteola, and the Thai soldier bean, Vigna unguiculata variety Thai soldier. The project was put to the test on July 8, 2024. The location of several experiment sites were directly located within or near Houston, Texas. A Category 1 hurricane barrel was set towards 4 sow sites. This storm would leave more than 2.6 million customers and structures without power for several days at the least, and more than 2 weeks in more extreme cases. This was primarily caused by the sustained winds of 80 miles per hour with 100 mile per hour gusts and the several inches of rain, alongside several inefficiencies and non-protected systems within the power grid. This ultimately led to the power outages. The power grid wasn't the only thing affected by the storm. Northwards of our respective growing locations, several industrialized farming facilities that cultivated corn were completely decimated by the severe winds. The corn, which at this point was several feet tall, within their large monoculture fields were snapped at several points along the main corn stalk, and the plants in the end were unable to recover. But within our experiment, the corn stalks remained intact and were planted in a large enough circular density that the corn plants formed a sort of thicket, in a way similar to wild bunching grass species. We can also infer that planting the corn at a slightly lower elevation, the various intertwining vining species on the plants themselves which bound everything together, and the vining species and larger herbaceous species on the fence acted as a natural windbreak. Not a single corn plant was lost within each properly built system. In the end, it was decided to name this sort of system as the 3SEC, aka the Three Sisters Establishment Kit. This name was decided since the biggest design influences were derived from several indigenous people groups throughout North America. Nowadays, it is crucial that individuals do the proper research for the region they reside in regarding the potential of climatic disasters and how to prepare for them. We live in an era of increasing instability, and it will only continue to become worse. There is no turning back. Specific agricultural practices will succeed or fail depending on your location. Here are some resources that you can add to your arsenal to aid on your journey of self-sufficiency. Backyard Homesteading All-in-One for Dummies by Todd Brock. Gardening with Less Water by David A. Bainbridge. Wilding. The Return of Nature on a British Farm by Isabella Tree. Restoration Agriculture by Mark Shepard. Feral by George Monbiot. The World Without Us by Alan Wiseman.